Hey everybody, thank you for being here. I know that was a weird intro and I'm so sorry. I have no idea where that came from. Alright, so I see Donnell in the chat and I see Charlotte. Thank you both for being here. I've got, I think, 4 viewers on the channel, so I'm glad you all are here. Happy Thursday to everybody. Yeah, I'm lost. I forgot what day of the week we are. I forgot everything, but we are here and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna get a little bit of prismatic star work done, and you know what? I do need to make sure. Yes, I have Jackie. So last time I worked on this, you guys, was last Saturday, and I used Jackie just as much as I actually sewed. So let me know what you guys are working on today. It is almost 3 o'clock here in Mountain Time. So I know it's like 5 o'clock Eastern. I figured quite a few people are just now getting off of work. So we're going to hang out for a little bit, just see what we can get done. And yeah, so we're going to work on this. If you guys have not checked out the short from last night, feel free to check that out. I do have some surprises coming up, but they are not coming out until Saturday. So you guys are going to have to be patient. I know that's a big ask. I know it is. So how are you all doing today? Do you have any projects that you guys are working on? Are you just hanging out, just getting off of work? What is going on today with you guys? Let's see. Thank goodness for Jackie. Yes. Without Jackie, I would be sitting here trying to rip fabric, and yeah, that would not work out very well. Hi, Teresa. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining the chat. Laura, good afternoon, Laura. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going to bring you guys so you can see the machine. And so what I've already got up on the wall is just 1/4 of it. And so this is my next section. And I'm just going to grab the pieces and parts, and I'm going to just work on this while I chat with you guys today. I am looking forward to getting out of town. I will be leaving tomorrow. No. I'm leaving Saturday. I'm going to leave Saturday, head out of town, and I will not be back until sometime Monday morning. So I get to go to a quilt show. I could not be more thrilled. Quilt shows and I get along famously. What is the last quilt show that you have been to? First question of the day. What is the last quilt show you went to? And where was it? Where did you go see a quilt show? And did you go for the show or for the vendors or for both? I am definitely there for some of the quilts. That is always a fun aspect for me. I am definitely there for the vendors, though. Gotta love the vendors. Gotta see what all the new stuff is that's out. Got to get enjoyment from getting some new stuff. All right, so my machine has come unthreaded. So today we are working again on Prismatic Star. I don't know. I believe we've got the pattern in the chat. Let me grab it and we will see. Teresa says, I am in Kentucky and going home Saturday. Ooh, where is home from Kentucky? Where is home? All right, there's the chat, or there's the link for Prismatic Star. So if this is a pattern you've wanted to do or you are interested in doing, there is the link to go grab it. It is still available. My version is prior to 2018. So my version is no longer available, but there is a version that is available. And that is the post 2018 version. It almost feels like it should be a post-pandemic version. You're going back to Ohio. I've been to different parts of Ohio. I've been to Cincinnati, and I think I've been to Dayton. Gosh, trying to think, because I drove by myself up to go visit someone, And I don't remember what part of Ohio, but it was super far north. Maybe, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look at the map. Maybe it was Cleveland. I don't know. Let's see. Laura says, I went to a quilt show in Mesa, Arizona in March, but the big show here is in January in Phoenix. Ooh, I guess that would make sense. Get it during the coolest time of the year, getting all those people in the same building. Let's see. Charlotte says, I've never been to a quilt show. Well, I've got news for you, Charlotte. You have actually been to a quilt show because you were on the Sew and Tell, and that will count as your quilt show. We'll give you credit for that. How does that sound? All right. Teresa says 4 hours from Dale Hollow. I would have to look that up because I'm not super familiar with Ohio as far as where all the cities are. I've driven through Ohio a lot, just never kind of hung out for a long time. Laura says, I love seeing the quilts, but usually take advantage of show pricing. Yes, that is like a super big key to going to shows. I love getting in touch with the vendors and making sure that if I want a special price, that they give me that special price one way or the other. I'm a good negotiator when it comes to that. Let's see. Donnell says, is it wine o'clock yet? You know, Donnell, as long as you're bringing it, it is wine o'clock. We are going to go with that logic. I am perfectly fine with it. I am not happy with this scene, you guys. So, yep, we're going to do a Jackie day. It's not bad. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So, up here, it is perfectly lined up. So, it's fine up here. But down here, it's not quite lined up. And it is a little bit different from the top to the bottom of my seam. And I'd rather just rip it and do it over again. Yeah, Donnell, it is always, anytime you're watching my channel, if you want it to be 1 o'clock, that is perfectly fine. But you know, wine comes with that same kind of, Andrea, good afternoon. She says, howdy, howdy, howdy. So Donnell, you know, every time that we open wine, it is kind of like opening that medication bottle that says, use caution when operating heavy machinery. However, they forget that as quilters, this is our heavy machinery. And they kind of don't think about how dangerous we can actually be. Laura says, Donnell, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes, it is. It actually is 5:01 on Eastern Coast. Donnell says, problem is I'm still working. I do not mind being your distraction. Just don't tell your boss that I'm the reason that you're distracted. I do not mind. I do not care. That is perfectly up to you guys. I'm not your boss, so, you know, I can't catch you and get you in trouble. Stephanie Harris is in the chat. She says, hey, everyone. Hey, Stephanie, glad you are here. You guys, if you are signed in with your channel, if you are running a YouTube channel, if you are signed in with your channel, you can always do an exclamation selfie in my chat and drop your channel link. I would love to have everybody be able to share and share and check out everybody else's channels and get that love spread around. I love this quilting community. It is so incredibly awesome. So yeah, you guys, you have my full support. All right, Andrea says, yep, Jack and I have been playing all day. I had 4 rows backward and upside down, so I had to rip out 4 rows plus sashing. Oh my goodness. And I guess the question is, Andrea, how big was that quilt? Is that a king size 4 rows or is that a throw size 4 rows? Either way, 4 rows is 4 rows. That is awful. But at least Jack is sharp, right? We got to go with a sharp Jack or Jackie. Mine is Jackie. Got to have some women in the room. There we go. Donnell has dropped her channel link. So if you guys have never checked out Donnell's channel, go check out the link in the chat. I don't know if I've got live chat replay on, so you guys might not be able to catch the replay on the chat. I'm not sure. I might have it. Let me see if it is. It may not tell me. Let me just take a look real quick while I'm fidgeting around with this anyway. Let's see, customization, live chat replay. Okay, so live chat replay is available. So if you are watching this on the replay, you can check out the comments and go click the link There we go. Stephanie just put hers in there as well. Thank you, Stephanie. She is over at, let me pull the name. She is Memoirs of a Long Arm Quilter. I knew it was something like that, but I wanted to get it right. All right. Let's see. Laura saying, hi, Andrea and Stephanie. Andrea is saying Queen. Oh, Queen says, oh, that's rough. Oh, my gosh. That's a rough, long 4 rows. Let's see. Stephanie says, I love that you refer to it as Jackie. I will from now on. So actually, I was going to call, this is a funny story. Hi, Melissa. Glad you are here. So I was actually going to call my seam ripper Jill. Because, you know, the fairy tale, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. And then I got to thinking about it when I was on a live, and I was going, well, you know, I was going to call her Jill, but that's a really, really dark fairy tale, and I'm not really sure that that's what we need to do. So somebody put in the chat Jackie, and it just stuck. It just stuck. Andrea says, all fixed except the last row, but I needed a break for a little while. Woohoo! She said she might leave chat to finish it up, but right now I need a break from frustration. Absolutely. You let me be frustrated. That's how we're going to do it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to turn my fan back on. I turned it off earlier because I was worried about the noise, but I'm going to have to turn it back on. It is 65 degrees outside, but it is 71 in the studio. I hit my limit about 70. 70 is about my breaking point where I have to start turning fans on and turning the AC on and all that. Andrea is saying, hey, Sassy, I usually have to watch you and Tammy at the same time. I am glad to see you. There we go. All right, so Sassy, you gotta stop cringing on my time now. You know, we can't keep splitting Andrea like this. That's not fair to her. We gotta share the love, right? Laura says, I'm not sewing today, but I'm listening while trying to finish a crochet afghan for my son. It's king size, and I really want to finish it before Phoenix temps get much warmer. Oh my goodness, yes. You do not want to be working on that in the Phoenix heat, or Arizona heat. That is just, no, I could not do it. More power to you, lady, if you are, but I could not do it. That would not be my strong suit. Melissa says, lol, all nursery rhymes are dark. Yeah, they are. And, you know, somebody tried to sing, oh gosh, what is it? The crib in the Rockabye Baby song, I think, where like the cradle falls or something. And oh my gosh, that one's so dark. And I never sang any of the nursery rhymes to my son when he was little. Not just because I don't have a good memory, but also, well, I also can't sing worth anything. But I did not sing them or say them to him because I was just like, you know, these are way too dark for me. I can't. All right, so guys, we have one end fixed and the other end looks horrid. So I'm going to decide, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? So we are looking at, we may just trim off some of the extra. That may be what I do. Let me make sure my stitch, oh no, it's not my fabric, it is my stitches. Melissa says it's 89 in Georgia today. You know, I used to live in Alabama. I grew up in Alabama. I grew up just outside of Birmingham, and I commuted into school in Birmingham every day. And I do not miss the Southeast for you guys' weather. That is just, no. I'm done. I am so done. Stephanie says that she is glad to see you too, Andrea. Andrea says it's 85 and very humid here. AC has been on all winter. Yeah, see, we were able to cut the AC off because, you know, when it's negative degrees outside, you really don't need the AC like you think you might. So we managed to escape the AC during the winter being up here. But I think our downstairs neighbor still has their heat on, which is fine if that's what they need. I won't fault them for that. But of course, heat rises, so our apartment is so much warmer than it should be. All right, that will be good enough. I will let it slide, you guys. All right, so I'm going to show you. There is a little bit of hangover. Let me see if I can see it myself. There we go. There's a little bit of hangover, but not by much. And then down at the bottom, we are looking fantastic. So that's what I'm looking for. Melissa says, I never told my kids any of them when they were little. Yeah, see, I mean, I don't have problems with parents who do. That doesn't bother me. But I couldn't get the mental imagery out of my head enough to be able to tell them to my son. I am very much a visual learner. And I could not read, and this is going to tell you guys just how much of a wimp I can be. I had an assignment in school, and I had to read Edgar Allan Poe, and like specifically A Telltale Heart. I cried, you guys. I could not get through it. I asked my teacher if there was any other assignment that she could give me, and she basically said, suck it up and you're going to have to learn to read it. And you guys, I still cannot do anything with that story. It is just so vivid for me that even to this day, I still have nightmares about the things in that story because I don't just hear it, I visualize it. Andrea says, we are feeding hot, humid air into the cool front that is bringing bad storms the next few days. Yeah, that is definitely happening. Melissa says, trim it, no one will know. I will know, and that's where the problem has been lying because this is my second round doing this one. I took all the sashing out, and this is new fabric. So I had to take all of it out. Melissa says, yep, read lots of Poe. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Donnell says, gotta run for now. Catch y'all later. Fine, Donnell. Go ahead and report to that boss of yours. Just kidding. Charlotte says, gotta go. Great grandkids are here. We'll enjoy them, Charlotte. Absolutely. Yeah, so me and Edgar Allan Poe do not get along. Thankfully, he's not alive to, like, argue it with me. But, oh my gosh, you guys, I could not do it. I just could not do it. All right, I think I've got my iron on. We are going to see. Yep, it is on. And I'm actually going to bring her over if I can, if she'll let me. And no, she won't let me the way I wanted to, but we'll make it work. All right, so this is strip 1. And we got 2 more strips for each 8th section. And I'm hoping to get a quarter plus the 8th done. So I'll have 2 quarters of a quilt done, and maybe that would give me the full half. So that's the goal today, see if we can get a half of a quilt done, or quilt top put together. Because all we're having to do is we're assembling the blocks and the outer pieces. Okay? All right, so that piece is done. Oh, my design wall is not sticking today, you guys. So we are just going to pin it up here. There, it is held up right now. Laura says it's only 82 here with a real feel of 91 today. But yesterday was 95 with real feel of 103, so today isn't too bad. You know, I can totally do without the humidity. Humidity is not my friend. I've never loved humidity at any point in my life. It's just never been my big deal. There we go. That's the song I'm thinking of. Andrea says, Rockabye Baby is not even about human babies. It's about birds in a nest on a very windy day. The wind blows the nest down and baby birds fall too. How it became a lullaby, I do not know. I do not know either. I really don't. But, oh my goodness, the images my brain could come up with for it. It's just crazy. You know, I don't know. I don't know why they think stuff like that is okay to sing to babies. I don't know. But, of course, I was taught it all. Melissa's asking where you are, Laura. She is in Arizona. She was talking about earlier, I think, going to a quilt show in Phoenix in January, I believe. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Laura. I hope my memory's serving me right. You guys are challenging my memory, which is perfect. I need it. I need it, you guys. That is awesome. I love doing that. I love trying to remember all the little details and pickups and all of that. So I hope I'm right. we're gonna hope that I'm right. All right, so I'm gonna line this up real quick, and it's fairly well lined up. It's not perfect. Let me fudge it some more, or shift it, or shush it, or whatever the words are. We don't have much humidity, is why I live here. The humidity is killer for me. Yes, that is actually why my husband and I moved out here. So we're in Casper, Wyoming, and we moved here because the humidity in Alabama absolutely was just draining every bit of me. I had nothing left. I could not quilt. I could not sew. I was doing jewelry. That was about it. I was making some jewelry. But I could not do any of the rest of my hobbies because there's just no way to stay cool. No way whatsoever. Melissa says, QuiltCon is in Phoenix next February. Yes, it is. And I am hoping that I get to go. I really want to go to QuiltCon. Let's see. Laura says that she lives in Gilbert, Arizona. It's in the Phoenix metro area. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I do remember having a couple of trips through Gilbert. We didn't stay or visit or anything like that. It was just my husband making deliveries. But I do remember Gilbert, Arizona being on our list. So that is awesome. Yeah, I lived in the Southeast for all 40 of my first 40 years. I moved between Alabama and Mississippi when I became an adult and went to college and all of that. But yeah, I cannot handle it anymore. It is not even in my wheelhouse to think about managing. Cannot do it. I went to take my stepdaughter back, and we had to drive through Louisiana. And about the time we got to that Texas-Louisiana line, that is when the humidity started hitting me. And it did not give up until I got back to Colorado. Like, apparently it traveled with me through North Texas and into New Mexico. And then finally when I hit Colorado, it gave up. It finally let go. And that was the best feeling in the world. Laura says, I'm hoping I'll be able to go next year. Last time it was here, I was having health issues and not able to go. Yeah, I hope you can go this year. That would be awesome. I'm going to have to save up for that. It is going to be a big trip for me. And of course, with all my health issues, I have to take into account all the extra time I need and the rest that I need in order to be able to be functional. I did get notification from my bank that my payment for Quilt Wyoming has cleared. So that does mean that they have my registration. And now it's just a matter of waiting to see. I'm not happy with this seam, you guys. I'm going to have to rip it out. Go figure. Melissa says, I'm hoping to go next year. I've never been that far west. It is definitely fun. Melissa, how far west have you gone, or where do you live now? Wait a minute, hang on. Who's in Ohio? Oh, that is, no, hang on. Let me see. Where's Ohio? I remember hearing Ohio. And you're going back to Kentucky. Was that you, or is that Charlotte? That was, gosh. Okay, you guys are going to have to help me out. I can't remember who went. Melissa says, I'll definitely be back in Raleigh in 2026. I will not make it to Raleigh. That is just, it's too humid there for me to handle that trip. Paducah is humid enough that that's about all I can handle. Raleigh is, from my memory of being in Raleigh before, it's too much. My body does not handle it. And I just ripped my fabric, you guys. Laura says, I have to travel to Iowa at the end of May to travel with my father who can't travel alone. I'm praying the weather won't be too bad. Yeah, I hope not. Laura, I'm actually traveling at the end of May to Salt Lake City, so I'm right with you. I'll be on the road. Andrea says, I'm pretty much tied to my home place with all my animals. My husband overfeeds them when he does it. Rabbits feed to hay ratio is very precise. And if you overfeed them, they get fat and won't breed. Oh, yeah, that's not the way to do it. Oh, that's right, Melissa, you are in Georgia. Wisconsin is the furthest west. So Wisconsin also has humidity. My husband was stationed in Wisconsin way back when. So every time we'd pass through Wisconsin or have anything near Wisconsin, he was, of course, pointing all of it out to me. But it was always so humid there. I couldn't handle that any more than I could handle Michigan. Stephanie says that she's going to see you in 2026, Melissa. She's from Wisconsin. Melissa says it was humid in February. It was cold. Yes. Wisconsin will be cold, but it is a different kind of cold to Wyoming cold and Montana and I want to say North Dakota cold, but I haven't experienced enough North Dakota cold to be able to tell you for sure. But Wyoming cold is a dry cold. So the only thing you really have to be prepared for here is you do have to be prepared for the roads to be closed. But you have to prepare for the wind. The wind is what gets everybody here. If you cannot handle the wind or the wind kind of drives you crazy, which is a actual scientific phenomenon, if you can handle the wind, you can handle the rest of it. Let's see. You can always put more clothes on. Kimberly, she says, good afternoon. She is a pajama quilter. Kimberly, if you want, you can drop exclamation selfie in the chat. That will give everyone in the comments a link to your channel. Laura says, May 6th, I have an appointment with a hand surgeon because I'm having some problems. Just hoping to be done with all of that before traveling. Yes. Dealing with healing and recovery times post-surgery, or, at least having a treatment plan or some kind of pain mitigation before you travel, that would be key. I ended up with a knot, you guys. I don't know if you can tell on top of my seam ripper. Let's see. There we go. There we go. I ended up with a little knot. I don't know how my machine did it, but I found it. Let's see. Melissa says that she missed you this year, Stephanie, and she won't miss you in 2026. So, you guys, if you see me out somewhere, if you are meeting me at a quilt show, you are meeting me wherever, QuiltCon or any of these other quilt-related events, if you're meeting me somewhere or you see me out in public, please introduce yourself. Let me know who you are and what your screen name is. That helps me out a lot more than you can realize. There you go, Kimberly. That works. Nightbot likes you. I like playing the Nightbot game. Whether or not, Nightbot's going to like you today. Because Nightbot sometimes doesn't like me. So we're playing the Nightbot likes me today game. That's the game we're playing, is Nightbot likes me. So I will have some surprises on Saturday. I don't want to give you guys any clues. So if you caught my short, you'll know I said, that there's some surprises coming up. And I didn't think before I spoke, so I let the cat out of the bag that there's something coming up. And there's something, going to be available. But I'm not giving you any hints. Hee. I happened to come across some things that I think you guys will really, really like. And I think it will make it super special. So we may do some more stuff coming up. So my body is not liking me. All this traveling. My body is trying to revolt. All right, so I've got room at the top and I got room at the bottom. So we are good. We're going to press it. Let me see which way my directions tell me to press it. If I can find my directions. Oh my gosh, you guys. I hid my directions from myself. Oh, I see them. Okay, I know where they're at. But, okay, we're going to press away. All right, we're going to press down. I got to figure out. That's what I get for going on an impromptu live and not planning stuff, you guys. So as soon as I get back from this trip, I am going to start working almost gangbusters on that temperature quilt because I need you guys to be able to have it available to you. Like I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not trying to keep it from you guys. We are going to get that temperature quilt going. Andrea said, I was scrolling this morning looking for who I was watching and what time, and I came across your short and did not recognize you with your hair down and no glasses. Well, I will give you a little clue. I do wear glasses all the time. So in my shorts, I take off my glasses because all you guys are going to get is glare. It doesn't matter. Like I tried when I was in the car for that first short, I tried like having my glasses on or having my sunglasses on, and it just wasn't working. Yeah, the girl looks familiar, but who is she? Yes. But yeah, I have to take my glasses off for the shorts. Otherwise, all you guys are getting is glare. So you wouldn't see my glasses anyway because, I mean, seriously, I had nothing but like, it was a reflection of me holding my phone. And I tried like 3 different ways. Did you like the squeaky toy? If you have not watched the short, go back and watch the short and make sure your audio is on so you hear the squeaky toy. That was a real and present danger last night. He decided that squeaky toy was his, and he'd been quiet all evening until I started recording. And I did 4 takes. No joke, you guys. I did 4 takes. I did with my glasses on. I did with my glasses off. I did with my hair pulled back, and I did with my hair pulled down. Like I did 4 different takes. And that one actually had the least amount of squeaky toy in it. But I got giggled during the squeaky toy. Apparently, I can talk on the live, and he's fine. I talk to my phone to make a recording, and suddenly it is time to play with the toys. You're listening to the caption, so I missed that. Yeah, it is. He literally came in here with his squeaky toy. It was one of his little hedgehogs. He loves his little hedgehogs. I don't know where we got ours, but I saw the same toy at Walgreens 3 days ago, something like that. And it's a little den, and it's got 3 little hedgehogs with squeakers. And out of all of his ones, that one and his popcorn bucket are his 2 favorite toys. We keep having to take the popcorn bucket away though because it has stuffing in the housing part for the butter balls that go in the popcorn. And he likes to chew the stuffing. So that one we have to take away every so often. But the hedgehog one, he gets to have that pretty much nonstop. And then we rotate out whichever other ones we want to rotate out. He loves his little nesting toys. Those are his jam. He loves those, and then he loves, he's got this one bone, like Betta bone or something, that has handles on either side. He loves that thing. We are on iteration number 4 or 5 of it. Like, he eats it up, and then we buy another one just like it because that is the toy he wants besides anything else. You guys, it worked. I'm not too thrilled about the outside, but that will be fine. So the outside edge, it is a distinct difference between the links, but all the rest of it matches. And I do have room to trim. So yeah, we are good. This is an 1/8 of a quilt. So we didn't have as much ripping today so far as what we had on Saturday. So this is going a lot better. Let's see. We had one of the hedgehogs and it scared our pit bull when it made its noise. He also likes those little rubber pigs, the ones that you can get. I know they have them at Walmart, and they come in 5 or 6 different colors with the little polka dots on them, and they make an oinking noise. He loves those, and he's also got the chicken, the rubber chicken. And the rubber chicken, oh my gosh, that thing's loud. Pajama Quilter, Kimberly says, good job, thank you. Melissa says, wow. Yes, this is more what I was looking for to happen the first time I tried to put this quilt together. So this quilt has kind of put me behind schedule just because I had to take it completely apart. But this is coming out so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this half off the wall. And I didn't need any pins for it, although I put one in it. So we are going to go ahead and make a quarter of a quilt. We are going to go ahead. So I'm going to grab the 2 long sides. I'm sorry that, extra fabric is flipping in front. There we go. So we are going to join this long edge. So that is what we're going to do first, and then we will start working on the next quarter and next quarter after that. So we are going to see if I can get this done, because this is the one I want to put in the show this year. The Wyoming State Fair is in August, and I would like to have this quilt in the State Fair. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out, but that is my goal. Now, if you guys were not there Tuesday, I did show the other massive quilt that I've completed, and that one was the Elizabeth Hartman, and it is 101 inches by 101 inches. So one of the things I might be looking for, and I'm not sure yet because I haven't decided what color I want to use, is I may be looking for backing fabric on this trip. I haven't decided. I'm not sure exactly what color I want to use yet for the backing for that quilt, but I definitely want a wide back so I don't have as many pieced seams. I could do a very pieced back, but I really don't want to because I'm going to have to baste it myself, and that's going to be a little bit of a hassle. Now I'm trying to think. I don't know if I put it in there, you guys. I have an update on the Super Secret project. I have a big update on that. But of course I can't tell you on the YouTube Live because it's super secret. But it is in the Facebook group, and it's the one that I've been working on for a while. But I don't know if I told you. There's Charlotte again. Hi, Tammy. Sorry to join late. Life got in the way. No worries, Charlotte. That is never a problem. You are never late. There's always replay. And if I happen to say something that you missed, now you just know you got a little bit of time to go back and rewatch. No worries either way. I am just glad you are here. So we have gotten a quarter of a quilt done, or we've got an eighth of a quilt done, and we are joining the 2/8, the one that I already had done and the one I got done today. We're joining those together to make a quarter of a quilt. And we're going to see if that worked out the way I hope. And if it did, then we're going to continue on. We're going to get a little bit more done today. I want to try to get the other quarter done. So we're going to see how that works. I've already had to use Jack a couple of times today. Not that I'm worried. It happens. It happens a lot. It happens a lot more than I care to admit. But it is what it is. So let's see, Charlotte, your quilt is turning out lovely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am excited. This is one that my husband, so I asked him. I was like, okay, these are my quilt options. This is, what I'm thinking. What do you want me to submit to the quilt show or to the state fair? And this is the quilt that he wanted to see in the state fair. So that is why we're working on it. We want to get it done. The state fair here in Wyoming is in August. I want to say it's the beginning of August. I don't have the dates yet, so I guess I need to go searching for the dates and see. if one of you guys wants to look it up, it is the Wyoming State Fair. The Wyoming State Fair. It'll be held in Douglas. So we're going to see if I can get this done and get it into the state fair. Oh, that's turning out so pretty, you guys. Is it all? It is all exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay. You guys are my good luck charm. All right. So this point down here, that looks absolutely perfect. Once that dog ear is trimmed off, it won't need to be trimmed off because I'll be spinning the center. But it looks gorgeous here as well. Chloe, good afternoon, Chloe. Good evening. It's good evening where you're at. It's 5:30. Or no, wait. 5:34. Yeah, we are getting progress on this. This is so exciting, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming. All right, we are going to... Prismatic Star is out of timeout. Yes, it is. It is. It has needed some time in timeout, but I think we're on the uphill swing. I think it has learned its lesson. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with Prismatic Star learned its lesson, not me learning my lesson. Because I was kind of careless the first time around, so it is me. It was my fault. It's me. I'm the problem. And I think somebody told me that was a Taylor Swift song last time. Because I sure was thinking of it. Andrea says, I have Ryan Hall on the TV and tornado in Goshen County, Wyoming. Ooh. I would not be surprised. We do have some overcast going right now. Chloe says, yes, 5:30. I'm at softball practice for my daughter. Hey, no worries with that. I am not a baseball mom. I'm a baseball wife. Andrea says, looking good, Tammy. Thank you. You know, I really try on my appearance. I swear I try. So I'm so glad you're thinking so. You know, I gotta twist things, you guys. I gotta have some fun with it. All right, so I'm gonna stand up. Let me make sure I don't knock over my ironing board. You're gonna stand up and put it on the wall. And I will pin it just so that we don't have any surprises with it. I might have a seam that didn't want to stay flat, but that is a minor problem. Minor compared to the problems we were having before. So this is perfectly fine. I can live with that. All right. So my husband is a baseball umpire, Chloe. So we spend a lot of time, and I've spent a heck of a lot of time sitting at the ball field. So now, if you want a funny, my stepdaughter is 14. So she is a young teen still. Google Wyoming State Fair, August 10th through 17th. Thank you, Judy. Glad you are here. I think it's your first chat for the day. Thank you. I'm glad you were here to do that. I really appreciate it. So 10th through 17th, my husband's birthday is also in August, and it is later in the month. So this will be, I'm just going to call it what it is. It's an early birthday present for my husband. He wanted me to enter it, so that's what's going to happen. That's what we're going to go with. That's our story, and I'm sticking to it. That is a country song, by the way. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It is a country song. All right, so the nice thing about this quilt is once I have a quarter of it up there, all I have to do is to repeat. Everything is just a repeat of what is already up there. I don't have to do anything fancy. It does help if I actually do it in the right order, though. Here we go. Melissa in the chat saying hi to Judy. All right, so this is going to go here. That doesn't seem right, though. That does not seem right. Nope, it's going to go there. I turned stuff around so much last time, you guys. Oh, I turned it around. All right, so this goes there. Okay. So we have our first two seams set up. So we're going to see if I can sew them correctly now. Judy's in here saying hi to everybody. And Chloe saying hi back. See, you guys can't say hi back to me. You have to say hi front. Because I'm not the back, I'm the front. You know? Yeah, I've got bad puns today. I am so punny. It is not even real. Chloe says, I am angle challenged. You and me both. You and me both. It takes me seeing it and re-seeing it and triple seeing it to know what I'm doing. So if I didn't have it already up here on the wall and being able to look at it, I would have to have the book in front of me and the picture of it, of how I want it laid out. I'd have to have that available too in order to make sure I got it right. Thankfully, now that I've got the quarter done, all I'm doing is copying. It is literally a copy and paste operation. So as long as I can get the seam, then we're good. Melissa says, hi, I am too, Chloe. I twist things all the time. So if you are bad at twisting things, then you probably want to take my Fat Quarter Friendly project, because it will allow you to experiment in safety. There are some angles in it. I will tell you that much. Kimberly says, yes, I was feeling for you the other day. It was one mistake after the other. Yeah, it was. But at least I could laugh about it. You know, it's one of those that it happens to everybody, but at least I wasn't like beat down by it. You know what I mean? It wasn't the end of the world. It was very frustrating. Very frustrating. Of course, you guys got to see my hand sewing project because of it. All right, so this piece is big. So the top matches. The top is, I know I've got this glare from the window, you guys. So the top matches closely enough. So my seam goes across. If I pull that dog ear out of the way, it might be easier to see. But my seam goes across, it's just fine. But down here, I have a lot of extra fabric on the black. I did not cut the blacks perfectly, so we're just going to run with it. Always better to laugh than cry. Yes, because you can turn laughter into crying, and then everybody laughs with you, and then they start crying with you, and then you all feel better because you had that big cry and you got it all out. That's my story. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna go with it. Somebody showed me, I think, a meme the other day where it was the sign of a clean house. Or no. Gosh, I can't remember the phrase now. I think it was the sign of a clean house is the sign of an exhausted mind. And it was related to quilting, because if you're spending time cleaning the house, you're not spending time quilting. Something like that. I mean, I can't remember exactly what it was. I love all those little phrases, though. I just got to get better at writing them down, so I've got them in my way, so I see them regularly. I've got a little plaque that is like on my bookshelf. I've got one that says eat, sleep, sew, repeat. And then I have another one that says sewing is cheaper than therapy, I think. And I think we got both of those at Hobby Lobby or something. But they are so funny. Like, I look over and just see it. I'm just going, yep, just eat, sleep, and sew. That's all I need to do. That is the sign to a happy Tammy. Oh, gotta love when I can sew. Even if I'm spending a lot of time with Jackie, I love being able to sew. That is, I think, where my heart really is a lot of the time. And, you know, my close friends can tell you, even when I'm not sewing or quilting, I am thinking about sewing and quilting. I mean, I even ended up having to ask a friend the other day. I was like, okay, I have this problem and I need to figure out how to do it. And so she was offering me all these suggestions. I'm like, you know what? You know, I have an embroidery machine. I guess I could just do it with embroidery. She's like, oh, yeah? Yeah, you probably could. It's like, okay, so now I'm going to be thinking about that until I get it done. Melissa says, no, it isn't. Sewing is way more expensive. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Completely agree. Sewing is not cheap. And definitely not cheaper than therapy. Therapy is a lot cheaper. But do I really want to go to therapy? It takes away from my quilting time. Oh, all right. So this is the one that I screwed up last time because I sewed them to the wrong parts. But I have my example up on the wall. So we're going to go following the example and see if I don't screw this up again. I put the wrong angles together last time, you guys. Like, I put the wrong sides together. And so my last piece that was supposed to go in, my black piece, wasn't lining up. Yeah, I think my trip to the quilt show is going to prove that therapy is probably a whole heck of a lot cheaper than sewing and quilting. You get more out of quilting. So do I. Absolutely. Judy says, but it's much more fun. Yes. Yes, it is. Sewing and quilting is so much more fun. Kimberly says, I need to go work on the insights for the mystery quilt, but I'm so glad I called you. Yes, absolutely, Kim. Or, no, let me rephrase it, Kimberly. You didn't give me permission for Kim. But yes, thank you for being here for as long as you were. Thank you. Yeah, after this one is done, this gets this off my table, and then I can get back to the temperature quilt and get it actually done versus just sitting there waiting. All right, I'm not happy with it, so I'm ripping it, you guys. At least I know that it's sewn the correct direction. That much is for sure. It is sewn the correct direction. It's just not, I'm just not happy with it. So we're not leaving it. If I'm not happy, nobody's happy, right? Happy wife, happy life, something like that. Somebody said happy husband, happy life. But, you know, it takes so little to make the husbands happy. You know, if I were to sit here and sew in something other than like a t-shirt, like something, you know, he would rather see me in, you know, I don't think he would mind if I was sewing and quilting all day. As long as I was wearing something that, you know, was for him, you know, would he matter? Or not, he would matter. No, let me fix that. Would he mind? He would definitely matter, but would he mind? But then I wouldn't be safe for YouTube, probably. Our husbands always have different opinions. Our significant others have different opinions. I'll phrase it that way. Our significant others have different opinions. I'm so looking forward to this quilt show, you guys. I cannot stop thinking about it. I'm on the hunt. I've got, how many items do I have on my shopping list? I've got 3. I've got 3, maybe 4 items on my shopping list, specific items. One of them, I don't know if I'll know. I might know it when I see it, but I don't know for sure. The others, those will be simpler. Let's see. Andrea says, that was me that said that we were voting for which project for you to do next. Yes, that was you. That was you. That makes sense. Yeah, so he actually came in here earlier, you guys, because I only had part of the triangles cut out. The little border triangles for Sparkle. I only had part of it cut out. And so I was working earlier on getting the rest of it cut out. And I had gotten done with that, and I was cutting the other, like, background strip stuff. The other stuff that goes with it. And he came in here, and I was like, well, this is my triangles to go with the quilt that I'm working on my lives. And then he looks over, and he sees all the Christmas fabric, and he's like, why do you have Christmas fabric out? I was like, this is the quilt kit that you picked out, that my viewers selected because you picked it out. And he's like, oh, okay. So he even forgot, you guys. He didn't even realize. But that's okay. Let's see. Laura says, my husband collects and restores cars, so he never says anything about my sewing and fabric purchases. In fact, he is my worst enabler. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I try not to get onto my husband about his baseball umpire gear purchases. Or like if he wants a shirt from an organization and has to buy it instead of, you know, somebody just giving it to him because they like him. So I try not to get on to him about his baseball purchases. And like if I run out of something here and like I'm buying it or whatever, he is as much on pins and needles as I am. So I actually ran out of starch. So I can't do any more starching on any other projects right now. I have to wait for my starch to come in. Okay, this is not perfect, but it's close enough. I think I'll let it slide. I think I will. All right, I'm going to let it slide. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to let it slide. All right, so I'm going to press to the light here. So I ordered starch because the only place in town that carries the Stay Flow starch, which is what I've been using, is Walmart. Target does not carry it. None of the grocery stores here in town had it. And so I couldn't find it. And I mean, even the places where you can get like Best Press here, they didn't have it either. Vicky, hi. She says, it looks wonderful. Thank you. Let me actually show you real quick. We are going to bring you guys over. So we are now at a quarter of a quilt. We have a quarter done. So I'm working on the next eighth of the quilt. So we're going to see if I can get that done. I got one more piece to put on here, and then we can join the rows, and that will be one more eighth done. And I think we will have enough time to get another one in as well. That's what we're going to hope for. That's what we're going to try for. That's what we're going to strive to achieve. That's kind of what we're looking for. Andrea says I'm out too and won't have any money to order more until middle of next month, and I'm sure I'm missing it. Yes, so for that sparkle kit, I had all 40 fat eighths to press, and so I sprayed a lot of starch to press that. And the super secret project, before I can get too much further with it, I need starch. I also use my starch to pre-press some fabrics for some appliques that I'm doing. But I did not get all the fabrics pressed. I have 2 fabrics to go, and they're both more than a yard each. So I couldn't press them where I was working on the project before. So I will need to press it still. So I'll need starch. And I might have enough to make it through one of the fabrics, but I don't have enough. Well, I might actually have enough to make it through both. Maybe. But I do not have any refills. So once I am 100% out, I am 100% out. So it is on its way, and I ordered it last week, and it will be here. It actually might be here soon because I think I got notification that it's in town finally. Like it's at the local post office. Oh, that's perfect. I don't have to shift that much, if at all. So I'm going to leave it. We're going to leave it, you guys. I know I haven't said that a lot yet, but I'm going to leave it. All right. And I really don't have the room to starch any of this until it's all put together. So that's kind of what we're going with too. Laura says, it looks fantastic. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. All right. So an eighth of a quilt here in just a minute. We are making gangbusters on progress today. This is awesome. This is awesome. I wonder if my husband's cooking something, because it sure is coming through the air vents. Like something is coming through the air vents. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I can smell what my neighbors are cooking. So I hope it's not that. But I don't know what he's fixing, because it doesn't smell familiar. And he's not a cook outside of the box guy. So I guess I'll be finding out shortly, you guys. We got an eighth of a quilt to go, and we will see what he is cooking. All right, so this is not wanting to line up, but we are going to make it line up. And I could grab a pen. I think I will. You guys, you are seeing the rarest moment in Siberian wind history. I do not necessarily have to pin, and I am pinning. Judy is cooking. That is what I'm smelling. Gotcha. Oh, that's so funny. So, all right, let's live vicariously through Judy. What are you cooking? What is on the table for dinner tonight? Oh, did I? No, I did not screw this up. It was not me. It was not me. I did not screw it up, you guys. I thought for a second I did. I panicked. You heard it first. I panicked. All right. So we're going to ignore the extra seam allowances to get down here because I do have some bias edges and I do not want to stretch them because I think that's part of what I did the first time around too, is I stretched my bias. So yeah, what is everybody having for dinner? I know that's a loaded question. Beef stroganoff. Ooh. All right, Judy. I'm coming over, right? I'm going to come get some. Because like I said, I don't know what he's fixing. But you guys, we have our air conditioner on. That is how hot it is in this apartment. And it shouldn't be. That should not be the case. All right, I feel like I'm going to have to rip this out, you guys. We're going to see. We're going to get to the end. But we're going to get close. Yep, I got to rip it. I should have known we were going to rip it. I should have known. I felt like we might, and I was right. We're going to have to rip it. So, I'm going to show you guys. Vicky's having meatloaf. Okay, I'm coming over to yours, Vicky's. I got your address already. I'll come over to your place. So, I don't know if you can tell, but my seam comes from here and then off the fabric here and back on. Because I have so much hangover, I should have gone the other direction. So, that's my bad. So, we're just going to rip it. No worries. It happens a lot, apparently, on this quilt. All right. Charlotte says, yum, Judy. We had that last week. Ooh, Andrea says that her husband's fixing minute steak, baked potatoes, and some kind of veggie. Awesome. Hi, Katie. Well, hello to you, ma'am. You are more than welcome to drop your link in the chat. Just do exclamation selfie. You guys, this is Katie from Greenland Quilters, just joining in the chat. If you have not checked out her channel, go ahead and go over there and check her channel out once we get done over here. Do you have a live, Katie, or did you already go live today? I know that I saw something coming up, I think. Charlotte says, I don't know what we're having for dinner. The mister is cooking by taking us out. Oh, there we go. I think that's what my husband planned. So, I mean, I don't know where the food smell's coming from. There's Katie's channel. Awesome. And Laura says tonight is grilled chicken Alfredo. I cannot get my husband to eat Alfredo. It is not on his taste menu. It's just something he does not enjoy. So he was actually suggesting spaghetti earlier, and that's not typically on my taste menu. So we were, he was like, okay, well, I'll wait until you're gone for this weekend where I'm gallivanting off to go to a quilt show with a friend, and he's going to be home and going to baseball stuff and doing his baseball things and being a baseball guy and all of that. Andrea is saying, hi, Katie. I really enjoyed your interview with Karen. Ooh, I might have to go watch that. I have not had a chance to watch anybody's channel lately. It is nothing personal. I have just been swamped between my personal life and YouTube, like running YouTube stuff, and all the quilting that I've been doing. I have not had a chance to do anything. I did get good news, you guys, health related. My doctor did get my, Charlotte says, Judy, that's my husband too. Taking you guys out today. Taking you ladies out. So my doctor did change my dosing schedule. So I am getting my infusions more frequently now. And so I actually get an infusion next week, which is really awesome. It's a lot sooner than when I would have gotten it before. And he's hoping that doing the infusions more frequently will stave off some of the insane amount of pain that I've had. So we are going to see. Yes, Katie, thank you. She says y'all hit that thumbs up, the thumbs up button to help Tammy's channel out. Yes, please. Oh, did Giovanna jump in? Is she here? I didn't see her. Did I miss you, Giovanna? Hang on. Did I miss Giovanna? You guys, I cannot be missing Giovanna. I don't see her. Oh, well, there she is. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi, Giovanna. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. So Katie, it is an infusion for psoriatic arthritis. I do get it at the oncology center. Charlotte says, oh my goodness, that's good news. Yes, it is. So my previous rheumatologist, I wasn't real thrilled with him. He did not treat me the way I had hoped that my rheumatologist would treat me. But he was an interim physician. He moved to Texas. I don't know where, so I'm sorry if we've pilfered him off onto some unsuspecting soul. But I did not get the treatment that I thought I was going to get from him. He did put me on this medication, which was a big improvement from how he treated me at my first couple of visits. But the replacement, they finally got the replacements credentialed for my insurance. So now I can see either of the two doctors that the clinic has. And the replacement doctor that I saw, just completely different. Compassionate, treated me like he actually understood that I was actually in pain, it's hard as a chronic pain patient, because it's frequent that you get treated as though it's all in your head. So it was nice to not be treated that way. And he's actually saw inflammation in places that I didn't know were inflamed. So he's actually like on top of it. He's paying attention, which is super nice. And he was offering me additional treatments that I said that I was going to just wait to try, like not going to try right now. But he's willing to offer the additional treatments to make sure that I'm not in the pain I was in. So that is a huge plus. All right, so somewhere I have lost the cap for Jackie. We will find her cap again. Nope, not seeing it anywhere. So we're going to set Jackie out of the way so I don't accidentally bump her and get cut. All right, Laura says, I'm glad you'll be getting some relief. I also have psoriatic arthritis among other conditions. Yeah, so my other conditions they're difficult to treat because Giovanna, the chat will be less quiet today. Yes. So the other conditions I have they're not less treatable. Let me phrase it that way. They're not less treatable, but the medications that I can take, and the medications I haven't already failed because I've had these conditions. I've had everything but the psoriatic arthritis for over 10 years. I mean, I've been going, gosh, my diagnosis was in 2012, so we're looking at 12 years that I've been dealing with some of my conditions. And to have a doctor actually acknowledge that I'm not only in pain, but that my pain is real and that he is willing to attempt to treat it. Now, granted, he was trying to give me medications I've already had that I failed. But the fact that he's willing to try to treat it, that was like amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think that was just as much of a relief as just getting the medication adjustments that I was asking for. Or, that makes sense to do. Let's see. Katie says, yeah, I went to the doctor on Monday to discuss the pain in my left hand. She gave her opinion that it might be the onset of arthritis, but did nothing to start looking into that, which sucks since I stay in pain already. You're beginning to dislike doctors and their lack of investigation. Giovanna says, and the fact that you guys pay for medical. Yes, that is right on the money, Giovanna. And Katie, I am so sorry you're always in pain. I know the feeling. I am right there with you. So I had a friend the other day and they were having a headache. And So I asked them what their pain level was. And if you're a chronic pain patient, you know exactly what that question means as a chronic pain patient. You know that that question means either somebody's not going to listen to you, or they're going to discount you, or they're going to tell you that that can't possibly be the case. It's happened more times than I can count. When I go to the ER, I go ahead and tell them. I said, I have fibromyalgia, and I mean, that is one of my chronic conditions, but I have fibromyalgia, and I said, so your pain scale is not going to mean what my pain scale means. I will tell you that this is why I'm here. I'm here for this chest pain, or I'm here because my hand hurts and I need stitches, or, you know, I'm here for X, Y, or Z. I'm here for this particular reason. I don't want you to take care of any of the rest of my pain, because I'm not here for that. I'm not here for pain meds. I'm not here for all of this other. I'm like, but because of my fibromyalgia, I'm going to respond to your pain questionnaire in a way that you're not going to expect. You're not ready for my pain scale. My pain scale is like 1 to 20, not 1 to 10. And so if I tell you that I'm a 10, you're going to say, well, that's for like people in car wrecks who are like, you know, aspirating their own blood and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm constantly in that kind of pain. So that doesn't mean anything to me. So my pain scale is different. I'm going to tell you that. But I'm not here for you to treat my pain. I'm not here for that. I'm not drug seeking. And the fact that we have to tell the doctor that we're not drug seeking, why? That is just so, it boggles my mind that we have to tell a doctor that. Katie, and I am so sorry that she's not looking into it. I think the first thing that anybody did for me, I started having arthritis pain as a teenager, and they did x-rays and found arthritis in my right hip. I did not have hip surgery until I was 40, even though they knew back when I was a teenager, not even a 20-year-old, back when I was a teenager, that I had arthritis in my hip, and they didn't do anything. So you guys, this little symbol on my machine says that it does not think I have any bobbin thread left, and I have like this much left. It is literally just hanging down, but there's no way I was going to turn the bobbin anymore. So I get to change my bobbin thread. Let's see. Laura says, my chronic pain began when I had a spinal meningitis in 2000 and nearly died. I spent 6 weeks in the hospital. It took years for treatments that helped. That haven't helped. One or the other. I'm still dealing with it now. Yes. So my fibromyalgia pain was triggered by a back injury. I injured my thoracic spine back in 2010. I was a newlywed, and I had just gotten married about 2 months before I injured my back. So I spent the first several years of my marriage, not to my current husband, to my ex-husband. I spent the first several years married to him, fighting with doctors. That was definitely not pleasant. Let's see. Giovanna says, I understand how bad it is. I'm blessed that I don't have that much pain. Yes. And I'm glad that you were able to realize that it is a blessing. That a lot of people, when they hear that somebody's in pain, they want to minimize that by saying, well, I don't have that kind of pain, so it must not be that bad, or something like that. I'm going to rip this seam, you guys. I'm not happy with it. I keep looking back and forth, and I'm going to tell you, I am being super OCD, and I shouldn't be OCD with diamonds, but it's not off by much. It is not off by much. I could probably leave it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to shift it down just a hair so that I'm 100% happy with it, and I'm not going to be looking back at it later. So this is rip number 2 for the same seam. Oh, Giovanna says, I am so sorry, Laura. Yes. Laura has been through a lot with all of that. And she said, I'm grateful to be alive. They told my husband I have a 5% chance of living. I guess I'm just a tough old gal. Fortunately, my husband is amazing. Yes. And mine is too. I mean, he understands the amount of pain I'm in a way that nobody else does. He has chronic pain himself, so he, absolutely, he compensates for my pain levels. I mean, he's seen me on good pain days, and he's seen me on bad pain days, and knows the difference. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Let's see. Katie says the pain in the hand started while I was in the U.S. I thought it was because I was gripping the wheel too tight, but it hasn't lit up, so something is going on. It could be, Katie. It could also be muscle weakness from all of the travel in addition to the stress while you were driving. So it could be any of the above. Maybe they're trying to be conservative. I mean, I'm not saying that the doctor's right, but maybe they're just trying to be conservative. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Giovanna says the problem is that there are so many people that are drug addicted. Yes, that is a real problem. And so here's one of the things that sticks in my mind as a chronic pain patient. Let me read some of these others real quick. When I go to my doctor, he knows that I'm not there for the meds, as I hate medication. He knows I am sick. Yes. And Laura says, you're right. Doctors don't believe you because there are many people drug seeking. It makes it harder for those that need help. And Charlotte says, mine are the same way. Giovanna, they all know that if I'm hurting, it's because I hurt. Yes. Katie, we have kind of had the same problem here in Wyoming. Doctors get here, and the only ones that typically stay here for long, it's either because they grew up here and they love the area, or it's because they don't have another option. So they're here because we are their last option for where they can work. Or, they're not getting paid what they want wherever else, something like that. We have a lot of rotation out. Doctors will come here and they are interim doctors. There are a lot of them. A lot of people cannot handle the wind, especially. So, I mean, the doctor that I drove to, the rheumatologist, that is 2.5 hours away. And that was my best hope. All right, so about the pain medication problem. So, a lot of the medications that are used in Western medicine, and this is my personal experience, you are more than welcome to disagree with me. I will not be offended. Most of the medications that are available in Western medicine are synthetic medications. They are derived from some kind of concoction or derived from something. But they are not... They're not like, going straight to the plant or going straight to the source that causes a reaction in our bodies that is desired. So a lot of the pain medications that are used, technically, they're FDA approved. However, that doesn't mean that the FDA has studied them as extensively as they should. So we are, especially here in the U.S., there are medications here in the United States that are prescribed that are not allowed in the European Union. There are medications that are prescribed here that, places like Europe have already deemed that it is not a safe drug. However, it's still prescribed here because we don't have other options. And we've already gotten all of our patients, onto them, but they're not doing anything. We have a real problem with, and I hope YouTube does not ban me for this. We have a problem with methamphetamine here in the United States, and one of the drugs used in the creation of methamphetamine is pseudoephedrine. Pseudoephedrine is commonly found in sinus congestion products like Sudafed. Sudafed is the brand name here. That is the most well-known brand name. So the doctors have deemed that it's too dangerous to let it be stolen. So it's now locked up. You have to use your ID at a pharmacy in order to be able to purchase it. Okay, I was able to fix that without taking the whole seam out. I only took out part of it, and it is not as bad. So I'm going to leave it now. So they didn't realize that they realized that it was addictive and that people were using Sudafed in off-brand ways. So they were stealing it to make their own street drugs. So they put out another product. I want to say phenylalanine. I don't know the pronunciation. Don't quote me on it. But they've just released a study. No, I'm not a nurse. I wish I was. I'm a chronic pain patient, so I've been the rounds. But the medication that they replaced, the pseudoephedrine that they replaced, to be able to offer products over the counter for congestion relief, they're now issuing statements out that, oh, it's not really effective. It's just not going to hurt you, but it's not going to help you. So it's our government and our medical industry are not communicating the way that they should. Not for the benefit of not to the benefit of our citizens. Let's see, where am I at? Giovanna says, I know my doctor for the last 35 years. We are friends, and I'm yes, you're not looking forward to him leaving and going on pension. Laura says, I'm fortunate you have a fantastic primary care, treats you and believes you. He can look at me and just knows. Yes, I love doctors like that. Here in Europe, they're very strict about medication. Yes, they are. They are definitely a lot more strict. Let's see. Laura says, Giovanna, I've had my doctor for 24 years. I'm not sure what I'll do when he retires. I did see a different doctor for a few years because of insurance and my health suffered. That is the thing too, especially here in the US. If your insurance no longer takes your doctor, you're the one set to deal with it. It's just making, yes, it is locked up because it's used making illegal drugs. Absolutely. Pat, I do apologize. Thank you for being in the chat. I didn't mean to skip over your comment too much, but yes, no, I am not a nurse. Never been in the medical field. It is literally due to the amount of doctors and chronic pain and all the treatments that I've received or not received, in all my personal dealings. That it is my personal experience. So you're welcome to disagree with me if you do disagree with me, you're welcome to do so. I'm not going to be offended. Charlotte says, I miss the old days when the FDA was stricter on testing protocols before the release to the public. Yeah, they weren't always as strict as they needed to be. There's a lot of historically bad trauma that occurred due to snake oil salesmen, and people would approve drugs just because it was lobbied. All right. You are a nurse in chronic pain. Yes. I can imagine. You've probably got a lot more experience than any of us dealing with the medication aspect of it. But yeah, it's, you because of your situation being as a nurse in treating people with chronic pain and then being in chronic pain yourself, I can imagine. I feel for you. Chloe says it is not absorbed systemically. You are correct. It is not. It is amazing how much, we're sitting here on a quilting channel. I promise this is a quilting channel. I promise. No matter what we talk about, it is a quilting channel. We are sitting here on a quilting channel. And you don't disagree, just curious. Okay, gotcha. We are sitting here on a quilting channel, and we are all able to come together on different topics. And it's amazing. It boggles my mind that we're able to have all of these discussions. The one I'm thinking of, Charlotte, because your comment about the old days when the FDA was stricter, there's one It got banned in Europe before it got banned here, and pregnant moms were told to take it. And I don't remember why, if it was for pain relief or what, but it was causing the massive amount of birth defects. But nobody knew until all these pregnant women were taking it. And it caused a lot of tragically short lives, and it caused a lot of disabilities that shouldn't have happened if there had been proper testing. And not only meds, and also food products that are in the U.S. that are banned here. Yes, Giovanna, you are 100% correct, because there's a lot of things that we have access to, and I love that we have access to them. But no, they should not. We should not have access to them. I love that we do, but we shouldn't. We definitely shouldn't. All right, so I'm gonna make sure I got this lined up, you guys. If this is the right way that it's supposed to go, no, it is not. I was about to sew it incorrectly, you guys. All right, so now I've got the correct direction. All right. Katie says, I used to think that asthma was the most misunderstood disease, but pain now ranks up with asthma as far as I'm concerned. Doctors do not listen as well as they should. So a lot of, and this is me speaking not with a lot of experience, because I have not tried to go to medical school. I've not tried to be a doctor. Thalidomide, yes, you are right, Charlotte. That's the one I was thinking of. The thalidomide horrors. So I've not been to medical school, but doctors are taught by their own experience just as much as they are taught by a book. So if a doctor has not experienced chronic pain or experienced the amount of pain that a chronic pain patient has dealt with, or has experienced, any of these other illnesses, they just don't get it. And that is so sad, but they're not taught compassion the way that a nurse would be taught compassion. Nursing was designed for compassion. Doctors were not. They were taught to diagnose and treat, and chronic pain is not something that you can fix. So there's a lot of background with that. I'm going to stop this for a second because I'm going to have to rip it again. Let's see. It is all down to one thing, money. Yes, you're absolutely right. I remember when they loosened the release protocols due to public outcry. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. Chloe says, I am a pharmacist. So I am not a pharmacist. I will caveat, I am not a pharmacist. But I used to work for a pharmacy. That is actually the company I was working for when I injured my back. But as part of my job at the pharmacy that I worked at, I was an assistant manager. And this is back before they got some additional computerized, screens and all of this other stuff. But I had, by my state law, I had to be able to be a pharmacy technician in addition to being, to running the rest of the store. So in order for me to be an assistant manager, I had to be able to get my license to be a pharmacy technician, and I had to be able to be in the back and help with dispensing medications. Of course, the pharmacist always verified everything so that, we would be reduce the likelihood of an error. But I did have to learn how to do the pharmacy tech thing. I loved that. I love that job. Vicky says, Giovanni, you're absolutely correct. The almighty dollar dictates. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Candace, there you go, Candace. That is right. And thank you for joining the chat tonight. She said morning sickness meds. Yeah, you are right. Thalidomide was morning sickness. Thank you. Pat says, I have been and am in the same situation with doctors and meds. No offense taken. I was just wondering. Lots of quilters are nurses and in chronic pain, unfortunately. Yes. Yes, absolutely. It is. I guess that's why we can all join in on it. Quilting is our escape, our therapy, our release. It is what it is. So I'm glad you guys are here and able to join and get that, that calming aspect of me when I'm not joking and cutting up. All right. Let's see. I think Quilters use quilting as therapy. I know I do. Yeah, I do too. I do. Andrea says mothers in the 50s and 60s were giving birth to thalidomide babies. Yes. I had several friends in high school who were thalidomide babies. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It happened. It happened a lot. Pat says that that's what she's doing too, Laura. She believes a lot of us do. Yeah, we absolutely do. Vicky says, Tammy, you may not be a nurse, but you have the life experiences. Yeah. After my husband was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, I understand your pain from the outside. Yeah. And I mean, it's a totally different world. I mean, I can look back at my teenage self and I would be looking at myself with so much confusion right now as to, why I am the way I am. Susie, good evening. Thank you for saying hello. Glad you are here. Laura says, quilting helps keep me distracted from my health issues. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Where am I at? Not disagreeing at all with you. Just remembering a cancer treatment that people begged for early release because it performed so well in stage 3 testing. Yeah, that happened too. And there's a lot of that happens. I mean, we want these drugs out on the market because we want to be able to use them because we are searching for that hope. We're searching for that answer. We're searching for that pain release. And it just does not happen. And sometimes these drugs are worse than they are for helping. Pat says, same here, Laura. Andrea says, my mother was an RN, so I heard all kinds of talk. Oh, I bet you did, Andrea. Therapy while we quilt. Yes. Absolutely. What's your first name, please? Oh, yeah. Chloe put it in there. My first name is Tammy. Thank you, Pat, for asking. Yeah. I am sorry, you guys. I don't think I even said it at the beginning of the live. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Yeah, it's Tammy. And my quilting name is also my photography publishing name. That's how I got the name. I had a Siberian Husky and I love the wind. So Siberian wind just kind of fit. All right, so it's not perfect, but it is equal on both sides. So we're going to leave it. Let's see. Pam's Handmade. Good evening. Good evening, Pam. Judy says they now give Zofran for nausea and vomiting in pregnant women. I don't think they really know if there's long-term effect. Yeah, they probably don't. However, Zofran has been out there a lot longer, so it probably has a better safety rating. I will say that. Chloe says, no, they don't. In first trimester, Zofran can cause cleft palate. Oh, goodness, yeah. Okay, so I guess they do know some more than what I do. Katie says, ibuprofen and acetaminophen and paracetamol do not even touch my pain. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So one of the meds I was on, early on in my fibromyalgia diagnosis, and I haven't checked recently to see if there's any others. Hi, Mitzi. Glad you are here. Honestly, I think that's why quilters are so giving. Many suffer from health issues and chronic pain. We can't help ourselves sometimes, so we help others. You're absolutely right, Laura. That is probably a good portion of it. You are not wrong at all in that. I mean, that completely makes sense to me. They still use it in first trimester, though. That is so crazy. It can cause problems, yet this might cause problems with your baby, yet here, take it. Andrea says, I did not take COVID shots because I felt they pushed the release of it too fast without enough testing, and I thought to return to thalidomide. Then they started saying that the jab was problems. Oh, no. Pam says, mine either, Katie. I'm still struggling to get a doctor to listen. So one of the things I did, and this is a little psychological trick that I used, when I went to the doctor that I didn't really like, he had written a book about fibromyalgia. And I hope I didn't give too much away by saying that. But he wrote a book about fibromyalgia. So I wasn't there for fibromyalgia treatment. So I'm clarifying. I was risk versus benefit. Yeah, I understand that too, Chloe. So I was there for psoriatic arthritis treatment. I did not want him to deal with my fibromyalgia. I wasn't going to take any of the FDA-approved drugs for fibromyalgia. I wasn't going to do it. So I wanted just to be treated for the psoriatic arthritis. But with him having written a book, I wanted to kind of see what his opinion was and see whether or not I thought I could trust him. And I was like, yeah, and I do have a diagnosis of fibromyalgia, and I've had it for over 10 years. And I told him when I was diagnosed. And his behavior, my husband was in the room, his behavior went from pleasant and approachable to almost like he was scowling at me. And it made me think that there's something in his book that he wrote, and I haven't read it. I won't spend money on it. Not after dealing with him. But it makes me think that maybe he judges the people he wrote the book about, and I would not want to deal with that. So even though I let him treat my psoriatic arthritis, I would not have let him ever treat anything other than that, because it was that profound of a reaction. Pam says, our medical system is so broken. Yes, it is. Katie says, it's interesting, but me and my Heartlight haven't had COVID at all. I think the vaccines helped to protect me a lot since I got sick so easily. Andrea says, I had this single shot version and was down and out for 2 weeks just because of the shot. Charlotte says, I was a chemistry major and know enough to interpret much of the study results. Yes, I did statistics. I was a business school person, so I did the statistics part of it. And I know how frequently that can be shifted too. Katie says, I've had all 5 sets, Laura, but now Greenland isn't offering the next set of boosters anymore. So I did not get the COVID shots. And even though there's a lot of places that were saying that I couldn't go there if I did not get the shots, I talked to my doctor about it. And just to clarify, I talked to my primary care that I had at the time of COVID. And I looked at him and I said, do I need to get the COVID shot? And he said, you should, because, of course, his office is offering it, and of course, they get a kickback. I was like, yeah, but do you remember what happened the last time I got the flu shot? And he thought for a second, and he remembered, and he's like, no, you're not getting the COVID shot. It's like, if you have that reaction to the flu shot, you're not getting the COVID shot. Basically, it takes my immune system down so far that I end up getting sick. So I get sick from the flu shot, so I can't have the flu shot. So I can't have the COVID shot either because of the same principle. They expect me to completely catch anything and everything if I have a shot like that. Pat says, nothing touches my pain either. My pain doctor told me to smoke marijuana, so I do. Anyone else? I am not in a state. I don't know what Wyoming laws are. I will be honest. I do not know what they are. I'd have to look them up. And I would have to look them up for my own benefit. Because I would want to have them in front of me if it ever came up. So I wouldn't be able to smoke. I would have to do edibles. My lungs would not handle the smoke aspect of it. But when I lived in Alabama, the only people that were allowed to have marijuana at all had to be in medicinal amounts, and they had to have a special dispensation card, and they had to be terminal with some kind of cancer. That was the only. It was some kind of terminal something or other. Like it was pretty substantial. To the point where these people probably could not travel out of the state to obtain marijuana if they wanted to. And there was no legal dispensaries in Alabama at the time when I was living there. Katie says the flu shot doesn't always do what it should. I don't think. I still end up with pneumonia these days when I contract the flu. Yeah, so I don't end up with the flu as long as I don't get the flu shot. If I get the flu shot, I end up with the flu and everything else that goes around that season. It is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. Andrea says my daughter had COVID 2 weeks ago. Again, And she said, do not even have to quarantine anymore. Just wear a mask. Yeah. I think the versions now, there's enough herd immunity, I guess is the best way to put it, that it's not spreading like wildfire. Overall, people are taking more precautions than they used to before, so maybe. I'm not sure. Katie does say she uses the gummy form and it does help her pain. Laura said Andrew, my cousin, has long COVID and has had all the boosters and did make a difference for him. Yeah, and it doesn't. Not for everybody. Giovanna says she got the first 3. She's not getting any more. She didn't get any symptoms at all. See, my husband had the shots, but I couldn't have them. Susie says marijuana is illegal in Wyoming. See, I'm not surprised. I've seen some things, but I've never seen a marijuana shop or dispensary, so I didn't think it was. But I haven't looked. I've only been here. I'm not even at a year, guys. I haven't even been in Wyoming a year. Let's see. Where am I at? We have to quarantine when you have COVID. Marijuana is not legal in Wyoming in any form, says Vicky. Yeah, I didn't figure it was. Yep, quarantine is required in Greenland if you have it. I'm a federal employee, so I cannot try the marijuana until I retire, hopefully in 1 to 2 years. So that's kind of a thing, too, is even if I was eligible in Alabama to have marijuana, or to get a marijuana, card or whatever, I would not have done it because most of my doctors would not have supported that, solely because it would interact with the other medications they would be giving me. So they want me to try Western medicine. And I'm trying to keep Social Security happy with the fact that I am going to the doctors that I need to be going to. And I'm trying all the different medications that they're sending me through. So now they'll have updated records and be happy about it. Flu shots and pneumonia shots. You're not against the vaccines. I just feel they needed to test it more. Oh, yeah. And that's fine. I mean, everybody gets to have their own opinions on whether they should or shouldn't have it. I'm just saying my personal experience, I couldn't. I wasn't allowed to because the worry, even from my doctor, was that it was going to be too catastrophic for me. What about acupuncture? I have not tried acupuncture yet. So my pain doctor's office, they were floating around the idea of acupuncture, but I had a run-in with their billing manager. I'm not going to deal with that lady ever again. It's like, don't catch me on the wrong side of the street kind of thing. I'm just not going to deal with her. Just not going to happen. So I don't know whether or not it would work for me or not. I haven't tried it. Laura says, unfortunately, I react badly to any vaccinations. Yeah. See, I mean, I could have the flu shot and I don't react to the vaccine. My immune system just absolutely just dies. I'm glad I got the first 2 rounds of vaccine. I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer and chemo came when the second wave hit in Mississippi. Good thing, too, because I wound up in hospital. Oh, gosh, Charlotte, that is rough. That is so incredibly rough. I'm glad you are still around and kicking to tell me about it. Golly, that is definitely rough. Let's see. I don't leave the house when I'm sick. Chloe, even when I work during the summer months, I get sick. I don't work. I can understand that, Katie. Absolutely. Laura says, same here, Tammy. If I were to use medical marijuana, my doctors would stop treating me. Yeah. And see, it's crazy. Especially if you're in a state where it's legal, legally allowed, then why are your doctors not on board with being legally allowed? I don't get it. Let's see. Oh, you guys are chatty. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. I'm loving it. All right. Let's see. I usually don't either, but most people only care about themselves. Yeah. Oh, leaving the house. Yeah, that makes sense with the quarantine. I don't see why they have it against marijuana when they make tobacco legal, which is worse. Yeah. preaching to the choir, preaching to the choir. No, I've never been drug tested. Getting sick is usually good for you in that it helps most immune system stronger. I don't get the flu vaccine. I get the pneumonia vaccine because that's what people get hospitalized for or die from. That makes sense. Then why would you tell your doctor you're using it? So Katie, oh, Jean, good you were here. Glad. She says, I'm here. Son called and we jabbered for 2 hours. Well, I'm almost at 2 hours. I am going to have to get off of here soon. I'm going to get I'm going to get 2 seams sewn. We got 2 seams to go, you guys. So Katie, I would tell my doctor mainly because it might interfere with the medications I'm taking. And it is not, if there was a medical emergency, I want the correct care. Even if they don't like what I've done, they would give me the correct care. If whatever I'm taking off the counter or over the counter or whatever impacts whatever they would have given me otherwise. So that's my thought as to why I would tell my doctor. Let's see. He's been my doctor for 20 plus years. I'm completely honest with him. I believe if I'm honest, I get better care. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. And, and most doctors, they are like that. But, all of us chronic pain patients, we keep finding the ones that aren't like that. Judy says, this is just my opinion only. I think they should treat marijuana like they treat alcohol. They should. It's legal in some places and not legal in others. And, it's kind of like the Prohibition era stuff where, and there's still places where counties are dry or, you either have a wet county or you have a dry county, especially in the Southeast, where you can or cannot buy alcohol. So why not make it like that here for marijuana? Why does it have to be statewide? Why can't it be countywide or whatever? I haven't told my doctors I found an alternative pain relief because it's illegal over here. Yeah, that's the challenge is, how much danger are you in with it interacting? That's my problem. Is if it would cause a problem if it interacts with other medications you might be given, you have to be your own advocate in that. And how confident are you in being that? That's my thing. Charlotte says, gotta run, Tammy. Been nice chatting with you and everyone. Have a great evening. Have a great evening, Charlotte. Thank you for stopping in. Enjoy the Mississippi coast weather for me. Let's see. Mitzi says, I agree. It's the same as alcohol. Let's see. Giovanna, when I was a kid, I got tuberculosis vaccine and that protects me for any lung disease. Yeah. So I believe I've had the TB vaccine. However, I couldn't tell you for sure, but I will tell you that I was supposed to be tested for TB when I got the infusions, when I started getting the infusions. But that is the one thing that my first doctor was not doing. He did not test me for TB. He did not test me for anything else. He just put me on them. Like straight up, just put me on the medications. Mitzi says, alcohol affects medicine. Yeah, it does. Andrea says, I could not walk before I started using it, and my pain levels are so much less than it was, so I carry a loaded vape with me and use it when I need to. See, I wish that was even an option for me, but I could not. My lungs will not handle vaping of any sort. I recently went to a bar, like a couple of months ago, went to a bar that was a smoking bar, or smoking allowed bar, and I was actually coughing things up for probably 3 days after. So, I could handle the environment, but I can't handle it for long. Let's see. If you had the shot, you will test positive. Oh, well, it came back as unconfirmed, so I don't know. But it did. I didn't get tested the first time like I should have been. All right, you guys, we are going to join the quarters to each other, and we are going to have half of a quilt on the wall. All right, so we got 1/2 here, or 1/8 here, and we've got 1/8 right here. So we're gonna see how this will go. Did I put them in the correct direction? No! No! No, I did not. No, I did not. I turned one. Okay. So we're going to call it for the day. I'm not going to sew these together because I can't. So you guys are going to see this down on the machine level. So this point is supposed to be purple here. This one is supposed to be reversed. So the pink is supposed to be up here. Purple is supposed to be down here. Okay. So I did screw that up. Okay. So that will get ripped out and I will get that fixed. So Saturday, I don't know which project I'm working on. I don't know if I'm working on this or if I'm working on one other project that I have. Pam says, oh no, Tammy. Yeah, it's looking really pretty, Jean. Yes, it is. Yes, Chloe, Jackie. Jackie will be coming back out in full force. I'm getting good. I'm really getting good at using Jackie. Laura says, I believe everyone should have access to whatever helps them to lead a productive life. Yes, that would be awesome. That would be so inclusive for everyone to have access. Yep, Jackie to the rescue. Yep, Jackie's going to be pulled out and used more than I'd hoped. But the nice thing is that the right order? That is the right order for both of those. And so this is the one that I need to rip. So I'll start ripping a little bit of this while we close down for the day. So I will have a little bit of the surprise seam ripper, no, I'm not singing that song, Pam. Not singing it. That is all Laura Lynn. I'm letting her have that song. Yes, Vicky, thank you. She says it's been great visiting with you all. 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So that is 11 a.m. Eastern. Jean, I don't remember which time zone you're in. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, it happens. I'm still smiling. I'm still laughing. I got a quarter done, and I got almost a quarter done. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It will get fixed. That is the one thing about quilting. It can always be fixed. As long as I don't cut anything any more than it's already been cut, it can be fixed. Andrea says, I have so many places to be on Saturday. I'm not going to make it everyone's lives or Zooms. I understand that, Andrea. I know you're checking everybody out. Laura says, I'll try to make it Saturday, but usually my day tends to be pretty demanding on the weekends. I understand that too. Giovanna says, I will bye for now. I'll say bye for now. I have to go to sleep. It is 1 a.m. Yes, go to sleep, Giovanna. You're Pacific, so that is going to be 8 a.m. your time, Jean. So it is 9 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So we're going to be live. I don't know if I'm going to do the giveaways or whatever other surprises I've got going on. I don't know if I'm going to do that on Saturday or if I'm going to wait until Tuesday. Tuesday, if you are not going to catch me on Saturday, try to catch the replay. But if you don't catch the replay, you want to be there Tuesday night. This Tuesday, I will have Debbie from In Quilt Fact over here on our channel. So we'll be chatting with her, seeing what all she's got planned for May. She has got a slam-packed month. So we'll be checking with her. If you guys have not already gone into the live section on my channel, go make sure to check out the Fat Quarter Friendly Quilt Project. Yes, thank you, Giovanna. Thumbs up on the way out. Please, thumbs up. Thumbs down if you don't like me. It's fine. I don't mind. Laura says I can usually do Tuesday. Yes. Yes, Pam, this is always a supportive group. My channel, my subscribers here, and me, I want this to be a supportive area, this inclusive area. So yeah, it is going to be supportive. So Tuesday is important. You guys want to be there. The following Tuesday is going to be Sew and Tell. If you have not gotten into Sew and Tell, I'm going to put the link in the chat real quick. So even if you are watching live replay, you will be able to go get into the Facebook group. It is a Facebook group. I do have to let you in, so you'll just apply to join and I'll go get you joined in. We've already got some entries coming in for Show and Tell. Make sure you get your entries in. October's present. October's giveaway is going to be fantastic. I already know what it's going to be. I've already made a decision, so you guys are going to really be wanting to have participated in Show and Tell to get your raffle entry into the drawing for the Show and Tell giveaway. I may have a special guest come help me that night. I don't know, but October will be amazing. Can I Show and Tell more than once? Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Andrea. I'm not putting a limit on that. I don't know how many drawings we're going to, I'm going to do multiple entries per multiple giveaways, but if I do, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and do Show and Tell more than once. Pat says Tuesday is a good day to be on because there are fewer channels competing for time. Yes, that's actually kind of why I chose Tuesday. It just really worked out really well because all the channels I was watching were either Monday, Wednesday, or Fridays. Chloe says I have to decide what to post. Well, post what you want. Post what you want to share. And again, it doesn't have to be a completed project. It can be where you're at. It can be what you're working on. Just something quilting related, something that other quilters will appreciate. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything finished. I'm not looking for anything fancy. Just something that other quilters will appreciate because I'm going to appreciate it as well. I want others to be able to share in that appreciation. So whatever stage you're at with it, whatever it ends up being, I've got Pam that is asking to join. I will get you in just a minute. But yeah, just go get joined, go participate in Show and Tell. When you go to post in the group for Show and Tell, make sure just to put Show and Tell in the description. That way I know that picture is okay to share. If you do not put Show and Tell, I don't share it. It is a private group. I don't want to share people's work without their approval. But if you want to share it and it is okay to share, just go ahead and post and put Show and Tell. And that will trigger it to be shared on Tuesday, May 7th. May 7th is when we're doing that one. But this upcoming one is important because I've got a special guest, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, you guys. I'm going to be on Saturday morning. Don't forget to stop in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And I will see you Saturday. Y'all have a great afternoon. Have a great Friday, and I will see you bright and early Saturday. Oh, group did not work for me. I did not do Facebook anywhere else to share. There it goes. Group, exclamation group just came up. So yeah, it does work. It just, it can be a little finicky. It has to be exactly the right way. So yeah, oh, you do not do Facebook anywhere. Yes, let's do this. Drop me an email. Chloe says, good night, Tammy and Ollie. Absolutely. Yeah, so Pat, since you don't do Facebook, drop me an email. Just let me know it is Show and Tell in your email. That way I can flag it, set it aside, and give me a description of what the picture is so I can get that posted. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. See you on Saturday. Bye.